Certainly there have got to be Trekkies or Trekkers at 1UP. There have got to be. I mean, just odds are.
There have to be. Maybe even Chuff, because Anthony was upset about the whole, Yaddle lactate stuff.
Oh, was he? Was he really mad at us?
Because it wasn't lore. He's like, there's no evidence for that. He was seriously, disappointed in us.
Was he really? Oh, is that why he's not here today? Because he's sad?
Earlier this week on 1UP FM.
And now, Anthony Gallegos on Yaddle.
So, people that don't watch the episodes 1 and 2 that closely won't notice, but there is
of Star Wars.
Yeah. When I say episodes 1 and 2, there is nothing else. You know what I mean? I would say the name of this thing first, but Star Wars needs no introduction.
All right.
But there is a female equivalent of Yoda on the Jedi Council, and last week on GFW, all the guys were clowning on her, and they told me ahead of time that that's what they're going to be doing, which is why I wasn't on the show, and won't be on any future GFWs because I can't handle that they've just been they can clown on a lot of shit, but Star Wars I take kind of personally, especially when it comes to Yaddle, because one time I got some play from a Primordial Midget. Primordial Midgets are really, really tiny, and she was cosplaying as Yaddle at the New York Comic Con I went to. So I take it kind of on a personal level, especially because, a lot of people don't know that Yaddle's an extra special character. She worked with one of the head of the Jedi Council, and then she suffered a century of imprisonment. This shit's on Wikipedia. It's all expanded universe. And so after suffering a century of imprisonment, she was given a temporary seat on the Jedi Council. And then she went and fought, after training some really hardcore Jedi Council members, Jedi Knights. She ended up fighting on this planet just prior to the Clone Wars, and she sacrificed herself by absorbing a chemical weapon blast that would have destroyed a city, which Anakin Skywalker and Obi-Wan Kenobi were in. So she sacrificed herself, saving Obi-Wan and Anakin, making Episode 3 possible, and, was then replaced by Shaak Ti, who we all know if we all watch the Clone Wars cartoons. Shaak Ti. Plus, I was talking to Sean last night, and it was just pissing me off because he was clowning on Twi'leks, because I told him Twi'leks are the single most beautiful alien species, and he said that that's retarded, but it's a known fact, in Star Wars lore, that Twi'leks are just, the most gorgeous girls. Twi'leks being the head tails girls that you see in Jabba's palace dancing. But yeah, it all comes down to Yaddle. There's been a lot of people after that GFW making some really nasty photoshops of Yaddle milk and shit like that for Sean, and I just don't appreciate that. I take it very personal, so fuck GFW radio, and I ain't gonna be on that shit no more. You guys don't know shit about Yaddle.
Thank you, Anthony, for bringing this to light.
Hello and welcome to GFW Radio. This is the podcast for August 20th, 2008. If everything just went right with the audio, then what you heard was a clip of Anthony on 1UP FM talking some shit about us. And I don't know, Sean, this whole thing is... I thought it was a joke at first, and actually I thought that you were totally in on it because it just sounds like something you would do. And so I was sort of laughing, and I was kind of laughing neo-gaff when people were saying, haha, they're kidding around. And then, but what's just weird is I guess he wasn't kidding.
Well,
and
people posted on our forums too, and Spout is true. The best analysis I've seen yet is that they're comparing Anthony to Isaac Hayes and the whole thing with South Park, where when they made fun of Scientology and he kind of flipped out. But in this case, it's worse because I don't know. I don't want to rip on him because seriously, you know how there's this thing?
Well, I don't know. It's
there's something in every friend you have in his life. There's just this one area that you don't tread into. It's kind of like everyone.
I guess
laugh at it when they're not there.
Yeah, but I mean, we joke about this shit all the time. I mean, and he's been in on the joke, so I don't get why all of a sudden he just decides to be a big fucking crybaby about Star Wars.
Did you know this though? He's got a tattoo of a Twi'lek on his arm, and when he flexes it, he thinks that it makes her look like she's dancing. That's true. And also, the last time when I was in his car, in his back seat, he had a plastic lightsaber with a telescoping blade, and that's another fact. I swear to you. That fucking lightsaber was in his backseat with the half-eaten Taco Bell burrito.
I never liked that kid anyway.
I mean, we joke about geeky shit all the time. We're total nerds. We make fun of ourselves. So I don't know why some guy, here who really should have been thankful in a way he was on this podcast. I mean, he's basically just kind of like a nobody, when he first started. And now, he's just like fucking trashing us on some other podcast. And I know we'll be in here and we'll say like fuck Retronauts or whatever, but like we're basically kidding. But I mean, he's on this other podcast.
Yeah, that's
some fucking douche who's been here for like 6 months saying fuck GFW radio.
And then he got people to know his name, the whole Chuff Love thing, which we like indulged in. And then as soon as like people are familiar with his name, he's like, oh, I'm going to be on the FM, which is a great show and stuff. But it's like, I mean, there's no reason that he just had to. I mean, I think it's either an excuse. Well, I don't know. He's serious about the Star Wars shit. He did.
Is he? Because maybe this is part of some, like, I don't know, Andy Kaufman sort of like, faux Andy Kaufman. I wouldn't give him that much credit, but, to sort of like clown us, take it to some extreme where he's fucking around, but maybe he's still fucking around.
What's your take on it, Robert?
I just think that some people are way too serious about their fandom about things. I mean, you see it every day on message boards, people freaking out because, they find out that Two Humans sucks, or talking shit about Star Trek, or talking shit about Star Wars, whatever. People come to define themselves by the things that they watch or play or whatever, and it just gets out of control, and I just think he's, I think he's just a little too into it.
And Ryan? That was Robert Ashley.
All right, I didn't do the intros because of just this whole fucking soap opera just kind of got me weirded out this week.
Yeah, no, he's been taking it hard. Anthony, he's my reviews intern. We had to actually move him off because it wasn't working out.
You took him off reviews.
Yeah, after the whole Star Wars.
So what's he doing now? Did you see him?
He's back on my cheats again.
Wow.
Yeah.
We just got an email that went around too from some pissed off reader who was a guy who said he was like 60 something, and he was complaining about the Crisis walkthrough which Anthony happened to write. And in this walkthrough, there's a part that's like, you want to be covert here, and then in the walkthrough, the next thing it says is like, pull out your shotgun, and the guy's like, since when is a fucking shotgun covert? So yeah, it's good to know they got him on my cheats.
Yeah. Great.
What do you think of all this, Anthony?
I think that the person, like, it's totally being taken out of hand. I mean, fucking sounds like a moron. Like, I was looking through his wallet, and he has a thing from Star Wars Insider from when he was a kid.
Really?
And it says official Jedi Knight.
Holy shit, that's real.
In his fucking chicken scratch.
Wow.
I took that from him.
Oh my god.
The official Star Wars fan club.
And he still has it.
Yeah.
Star Wars
So
Insider
part of him actually still thinks it's a source of pride.
Yeah, there was one time I was with him at a concert, and one of the guys started playing a Star Wars song, and he said, like, the guy on stage was like, are there any Jedi Knights out there? And everyone was like, woo. And Anthony got all pissed and pulled out his actual Jedi Knight card and was like, thought all the people were fucking
Those
fools.
people are full of it.
So even big of a loser
Yeah,
than
I mean,
we
not
thought.
to be mistaken with his new, like, 2004 Star Wars fan club membership card.
Oh my god.
Oh wow.
So what do you think we should do with this guy? I mean, should we just forget about him, or can we rehabilitate him somehow? Like, you seem to know him more than us.
Yeah, but people that reach that stage, like you're saying with the Taco Bell wrapper and like the lightsaber, like
that lightsaber's real. You could vouch for that, right?
Yeah, that's definitely real. As was the happy Taco Bell burrito.
What color is it?
It's a red one. He got it as a gift from a friend. Because like,
does it make sound?
He's maniacal enough about it that people buy shit for him because they're like, oh, this is Star Wars, and I found this at a yard sale. He'll like it.
Yeah.
And the sad thing is that he does.
So that's how he. That's how he ended up. That's how he ended up with the lightsaber in the back seat?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Has he ever?
I mean, like, the
life,
thing about him, the sad thing is, like, like his parents know he's like 25 and everything like that. But when it comes to Christmas, it won't be uncommon for, like, some fucking Star Wars toy to, like, make it into a stocking. It might just be like a rainbow colored Darth Vader pin, something like that. I mean, it just happens.
Has he in his adult life ever purchased like a Star Wars toy for himself?
Yeah.
Like
I remember. I can remember this time when he was like in Canada, and he went out of his way to like buy this one figure just because it said the name in French and in English.
That made it like more rare,
more
valuable or something?
So he thought.
Or he could like pimp it in case he met a French girl like Dr. Green.
No, I mean,
that's how I scored. Yeah.
He hasn't bought. I mean, he hasn't bought any toys in a while. But when he went to LucasArts and they gave him a Lego set, it did stoke his game boner pretty bad. So should I read some of the shit to people?
Some of the Yaddle
stuff?
stuff.
Save the rap for me. I'll do that one. Yeah.
Okay.
So Anthony posted and was basically stoking the flames. We wanted this to be as big as when Randy Macho Man Savage split up with his partnership with Hulk Hogan over like Elizabeth.
Yeah.
And so like Anthony
I couldn't sleep for a week
posted,
when that happened.
on his blog last night about how, hey, this is it. This is for real. And he got some feedback he wants to share.
So I'll start with the PM I got though. So this was a PM that said, "Don't be sore at our boys on the Brodeo. They got," and this is how he said it, "They gots to roll raw, else they lose their street cred. You're a good fit to their little club. Don't quit. You have to forgive, but don't quit. Seriously though, I hope you're joking. Chuff it out." That's what he said.
Chuff it out. I want a T-shirt that says
"Chuff it out."
Yeah.
All right.
Be our new slogan.
So then there was another guy. This is Omni Avenger on my fucking blog that said, "You said the New York Comic Con. She was awesome. But she must have got around, though, because a buddy and he was playing a Wookiee, and I, a Rhodian, got to know her a little bit better. She did that thing with the half twist while holding a lightsaber and shouting force push. You know."
Wait, by the way, for reference, if you're listening and you
awesome.
don't know what this is about, well, you do because you heard the clip. But yeah, Anthony said that he got some play from a primordial dwarf who would cosplay as Yaddle.
It gets better. It gets better. It gets better for Star Wars fans. So he says, "Well, you know what happens after that? With some irony, afterward, my Wookiee friend and I had an argument about who shot first."
That was.
We got to hire that guy. That's some.
We
that's
just
some
when we
good
got
writing.
Ryan talking, the look on his face now says we're not going to hear another one for the rest of the year.
So then there was a guy named Pararobot, and his post was titled, "Okay, look, I'm a really big Star Wars fan more than any console or game or anything else. My geekdom started with A New Hope and it will always remain. But come on, even this seems immature. GFW thrives on its ability to go joking on the entire geek world. It's who they are. I was bowled over laughing when they were making up shit just because it was so stupid and funny. But it's only a joke. It's what they do. To react in this fashion, it's real maturity. I thought you were a good addition to GFW, but this is just childish and I'm becoming."
Wow.
But this. So I'll just hit up this one and then I'll let you read the rap, which says, "I want more info on you saying you got play from a Yaddle cosplay midget, especially after it clearly took all your courage to strike a conversation with a game store chick."
It's because when you're in costume, you've got a lot more guts.
Exactly, right.
You can hit on.
You're
that's
role-playing.
why people go to
it starts
conventions and cosplay.
Right, because you're not talking
Yeah,
as
Starts
Anthony.
on that
you're
page and
talking
goes
as
on to the next.
Exactly.
whatever.
So Kind Galaxy posted like this rap. I don't know how it's going to work because I haven't tried to perform it.
You should just read it like a poem.
"Y'all don't know shit about Yaddle. 0.61 meters tall, she stood for us all. As a Jedi Master, she had grace and wisdom to aid her. When left out of Episode 2 due to budget concerns, in fanfic-level canon, she saved the future Darth Vader. For that the respect of any Jedi she earns, how dare you disgrace a figure so divine. Her legend echoes throughout space and time. The grand battle she died for got won, the greatest story told by scribe Jude Watson. No doubt Sean Elliott is weak as fuck, son. He's never felt the fist of puppeteer Phil Eason. Y'all don't know shit about Yaddle. 6.61 meters tall. She stood for us all."
Wow, those are like some of the best blog comments I've ever heard.
Speaking of
you.
random one up users,
Whatever.
I want to get this other thing out of the way too, which I didn't really think we were going to have to bring up again, but I want to because I'm still getting hate mail, so I'm ready for it to stop.
Oh, we should have brought these in. Some of the responses to last week's podcast.
The Anthony GFW radio feud, folks. It's over. There never was one. You can stop calling us assholes in private email.
Well, someone emailed Marcy.
It was all a joke.
Who is the head of our sales department, right?
Marcy Yamaguchi.
Yamaguchi.
Yeah.
Did I say Ditter?
You
Sorry.
did.
I'm sorry,
Different
Marcy.
Wow.
That's another Marcy we know. And yeah, so she forwards this email to us and Simon, who's basically the big boss here, and it's like, what's going on?
Yeah, what's going on,
What's
guys?
happening?
Yeah.
It's an alarm. Because basically the letter said that we just pulled a coworker on our podcast and flogged the shit out of him and diminished him in every way we could possibly.
So look how sad Anthony's looking now, though. Maybe it's not a joke after all.
Let's
not start this back up.
I'm not thinking about that, guys.
What are you thinking about?
You're still thinking
you're
about
back on
those
your
PMs, man.
I don't want to talk about what I'm thinking about, guys.
Okay.
But
yeah.
everyone's on good terms. If people just listen to more than 5 minutes of that last podcast, I think there was no doubt in their mind.